I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, The Lonesome Crown, all published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing the third book in the Foundation trilogy, called Second Foundation. I don't know why the third book is called Second Foundation, but it just is. It just is. Confuses me too. I know it confuses everybody. It's just wacky. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I personally can do about it, though. I mean, these things have been printed in the 1950s. I mean, it's set in stone at this point. They're not going to change it. But what we're going to do is we're going to review the cover first. You know, we always review the covers. I love these Michael Whelan paintings that are on the Foundation trilogy. At least the Foundation trilogy that you could buy in the 80s and 90s. In the 2000s, they redid the covers to something I didn't quite like. But I love, and this is the second book, Foundation and Empire. It's another great Michael Whelan painting. And then Foundation, the first book, another great, and as I pointed out before, book one, we see the city of Trantor in all its basking in all its glory. You know, the city of Trantor, if you don't know, in the Foundation series, is much like Coruscant in Star Wars. It's just the whole globe, the whole planet is nothing but a massive city. It's just buildings, buildings, buildings. So nice. It's basking in all its glory here in the original Foundation. And then in Foundation and Empire, the second book, we can start to see the city crumble. Starts to crumble a little bit. And then in the third book, it's crumbled all the way, and it's like the greener, like the earth is starting to, the land is starting to overtake it again. And then, which I just bought, the rest of the series, there's 4 more books in the series, which I just bought. We can see this other Michael Whelan painting where it's the city is just, I mean, it's just almost gone, right? And then in this one, you know, they're still like finding relics of the city. I mean, it's just cool. It's just cool. I love the Michael Whelan paintings. The more modern paintings are by Steve Ewell, who is also a good artist. I just don't like the graphic design or the artwork itself as much as the Michael Whelan stuff. But what can you do? What can you do? Like I said, I have no power over it. I can't change any of it. I know you guys want me to change everything, to make everything perfect, but I don't have the power. What are we talking about? What book are we reviewing? Oh, Second Foundation. Third book in the Foundation trilogy. Yes, this is a great book. This is a great trilogy. You need to watch my reviews of book 1 and book 2. You need to watch those reviews. Book 3 is super awesome. It's just as awesome as the other 2. I mean, it just takes our Foundation universe and expands it. We still have the evil mule, our evil character, the mule, who goes up against the Second Foundation in a battle royale at the very end. And then we've got an awesome character, a new character introduced, Arcady Darrell, the 14-year-old girl and her family. And I love the family dynamics and the family story and all that stuff. But it's Foundation is basically a lot of talking. If you're looking for a lot of space opera, space battles, and laser sword fights, and people with blasters blasting stormtroopers, you're not going to get it here. Even though the Foundation series is sort of the grandfather of all space opera, it really doesn't have a lot of action. I mean, the entire plot here hinges upon 2 characters outwitting each other in grand ways, but sitting across like a conference table and, hey, I just outwitted you. No, I outwitted you. No, I outwitted. Like kind of like that scene in The Princess Bride where they're deciding whether the stuff is poison or not. It's kind of like the way it is, but with the stakes much higher, and they're interesting philosophical conversations these characters are having. And although there are some things there, I mean, like I said, this is the Foundation. These Foundation books are the foundation for modern-day space opera. Even though a lot of action doesn't take place in these books, a lot of the grand concepts of our modern-day space operas stem from what Isaac Asimov wrote in the 1940s and 1950s when he did these books. Space travel, light speed travel, sorcerers in space that have laser swords and stuff like that. I mean, even though we don't get to see them fight, we know they're there. And it's mind-boggling, the way that he describes galaxies and universes and not only that, but societies that collapse and fall and fight with each other, and religions that collapse and fall and fight with each other. These are grand idea books. They're not grand adventure books. These are grand, hard science fiction idea books. So you have to go into these books knowing that. And if you go into these books knowing that that's what you're going to get, you will not be disappointed. Because if you want to just have your mind expanded and your mind blown by great ideas and people sitting around talking about great ideas, and even being able to see some of these great ideas in action, even though there is no action, but you know what I'm saying. The Foundation trilogy is great, and I really liked the addition of the new characters in this with the teenage girl and things like that. I mean, there's a picture of her if you want to know. She is central to the plot and the rise and fall in the Foundation and the evil people that are trying to take over, the Mule and everybody else. And all of Harry Seldon's philosophies get debated back and forth and back and forth. And it's a lot of debating of science and philosophy. And, it's a lot of debating of physics and science and philosophical ideas. But it's great. It's fantastic because a lot of these debates that you see in here are debates that you want to be a part of them. You just want to be a part of them. So that's what I'm saying. I give the second Foundation, book number 3, in the Foundation trilogy, a solid 9 out of 10. I just loved the trilogy. That's why I went ahead and bought the other 4 books. I think this one's a prequel, and I think these 3 are sequels. We shall see. And I will review them, I will read them, and I will review them for you here. Eventually, down a road. Might be a few years from now. Who knows?